Hey, what's going on? My name's Kevin, and if you're watching this video right now, then you probably got dumped by your ex, and you're looking for advice on how to get over being dumped. Well, first of all, I want to say that I'm sorry because, I've been dumped several times myself, and there's really no nice way to say it, but it fucking sucks. It hurts to lose the person you love, the person you cared about, and suddenly adjust to being alone, to being rejected, and to really, it's just horrible. So I decided to make this video because I'm in a good mood, and I wanna share some tips that I think that will genuinely help you deal with being dumped. Okay. Before I get into that, though, I just want to share an interesting statistic that I actually came across the other day. According to several studies that have been done, women are far more likely to break up with their partner than men. So I'm actually going to speak from more of a guy's perspective in the beginning of this video, and then I'm going to share some breakup advice for women as well after it. Now, one of the most important things to consider when you're dealing with a breakup is a really important question to ask yourself. And here it is. Do you want her back, or do you want who she used to be back? And the reason this is such an important question to ask yourself is because she's never going to be that sweet girl that you first met. She's always going to be the girl that dumped you, the girl that rejected you, and the girl that broke your heart. And perhaps even did some other things too, whether it's cheated on you or disrespected you or whatever it is. Regardless of what she did, the question is, can you accept this? Can you truly live with it long term? Can you let go of it? Are you going to be able to trust her again? If she comes home at 3 a.m., are you going to be worried? Are you going to be holding, feelings of spitefulness and resentment towards her? Or are you going to be able to let it go and truly recreate what you had? Because chances are she won't be. She's always going to consider you as the guy that she thought about leaving. I really hate to be cliche. If you watch my other videos, then you know that I try to give practical advice and real things that you can do to feel better, but there are plenty of fish in the sea. And you can be just as happy as you were with your ex, with someone else. And guess what? They're not going to come with all this goddamn baggage, And, of course, all that can be said about a guy that dumped you and cheated on you as well. So, with that said, I'm going to get into those 5 tips that I mentioned earlier. Number 1, accept that it's over. Regardless of whether you want to get back together or you want to move on, the first thing you need to do is accept that the relationship is over. And this is hard to do because it often feels like a huge surprise. But I assure you it's not. At least not to your ex. The truth is, they've probably been thinking about breaking up with you for quite some time. They just may have never mentioned it to you or really talked about it. But the thing is, they were working it out in private. It was kind of looming in the background. They were talking to their friends about it. They were getting advice. They were thinking about the pros and cons of leaving and staying and what they should do. They just kind of kept it inside. And that's important to remember because at first it's going to seem like they're way more over them. They're way more over you than you are over them. And that's perfectly normal because they had some time to process it. They had some time to think about it and make that choice. You didn't. So accept that it's over. Accept that this has been a long time coming. And the second tip is to not try to get them back. It's over, and you need to start acting like it. Don't try to get your ex back, even if you want them back, because it'll just push them away even further. It's never attractive to have someone literally begging you to take them back. Just imagine meeting someone at a party for the first time, and they're feeling really sad, and they're going like, "Please go out with me. I really want to see you. You're so attractive. I just want to be with you." I can't imagine, not being with you. I know this is extreme, but that's not a very compelling offer, is it? Well, don't do these things. Don't back from the back. Don't spill your heart out. Don't do any of that stuff. It doesn't work. If you've already tried, then it just pushes them away even further, and it kind of kills your own dignity and pride. So don't do it. Keep your self-respect, because the more you do, the more chance you actually have of rekindling and getting your ex back. Okay. All right. Tip number 3, be strong and have a positive attitude. Once you stop single-mindedly obsessing about ways to get your ex back, you can actually start acting like yourself again. You can go to the gym, you can hang out with your friends, you can pick up a new hobby, you can actually do the things that make you happy. It doesn't really matter what you do as long as you get off your fucking ass and stop feeling sorry for yourself. I know I'm being a bit brash and crude here, but it's not easy, and I get it. And there's times where you do want to cry, you do want to sit at home by yourself and sulk, and that's fine. Give yourself the permission to do that. But after you're done grieving, get back to it. Focus on your own life again, and do the things that make you happy. Be strong. Have a positive attitude again. Realize that you're a catch, and any man or woman would be lucky to have you. Remember that. And don't let your ex breaking up with you or rejecting you get you down, okay? All right, tip number 4, do not talk or hang out with your ex. Seeing them or talking to them is only going to give you more reasons to miss them, and it's only going to make you want to get back together with them even more. Or even worse, it'll make you jealous because they're with someone else, or they're interested in someone else besides you, or they're doing other things. They're passing up you to see someone else. They're picking other people over you. They value other things more than you now, and that's a bitch to accept. Even though it may make sense rationally that you're not together anymore and you guys have your own life, you'll take it personally. There's a whole slew of weird things that happen after a breakup, and if you try to be friends, things are going to be weird, and it's not going to feel like a normal friendship. So resist the urge to, be friends with them, avoid it, and just give yourself the space to heal and move on. If you do this, then you actually have hope of being friends later on in the future, but not while all these feelings are fresh and you're strung out and being pulled in a million different directions by a whole range of emotions. Nothing good is going to come of it, so don't try, okay? Tip number 5, think about all the things that went wrong in the relationship. Don't tell me that your relationship was perfect. It wasn't. Maybe she yelled at you for checking out some girl, when you actually weren't even checking her out, and then she wouldn't believe you. Maybe she was jealous, or maybe he kept telling you about how great sex was with his ex, or maybe, whatever it is. There's millions of things that happen in a relationship, tons of drama and bullshit and stress and chaos, and I don't have to tell you, You probably have a whole collection of it if you guys broke up. So think about these things. Remind yourself of what didn't work, because it's really easy to ignore these things, to make it out to be better than it really was, because we all tend to miss what we had after it's gone. And we over-idealize, we put our ex on a pedestal, and it's total bullshit, Look at what happened realistically, think about it rationally, and focus on all the painful memories, all the bad things that happened, and all the reasons you don't want to be with them. Get mad about it. Get frustrated that you had to put up with that shit. You deserve better. And now that they're gone, you can actually go out there and find someone who is better. So keep a positive attitude. Take time to rediscover who you really are. Appreciate the good things about you, and get this thing into the past. Let go of it. Stop creating new memories, and really give yourself the space to move on. And focus on what you have to offer now that you're recreating your own life and taking things back into your own hands. And then go out there and get what you're worth, whether it's Whether you're a guy or girl, it doesn't matter. You deserve better. And I have a philosophy that says, anyone who got to know you, who got a chance to see you inside out, and if they decided that they don't want to be with you, then that's not the person for you. Okay? So go out and find that person that is for you. But in order to do that, you gotta put the shit behind you. You gotta leave the toxic ex, the toxic relationship, leave it in the past and move on. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. I try really hard to, give advice that actually helps, not generic cliche stuff. So if this has been helpful to you, I'd love to hear it. Tell me what impacted you. Tell me what helped you, and leave me a comment, below on this video or on my blog, or, click the like button, do whatever. I just want to hear back from you, because I spend a lot of time really doing my best to help people and to share what I've learned from my own, fortunately unfortunate experiences. It's a nice way to put it. But yeah, I hope that my experiences have somehow helped you move on with your life in a much more intelligent way. So if you want more advice, I've got tons of stuff on my website. It should be listed above my head somewhere there. It's www.howtogetoverarelationship.com. If you want to avoid typing all that in, you can probably click the link below this video and go straight to my site. And on there, you can actually download a free chapter from a book I wrote called The Ultimate Guide on How to Get Over a Breakup. It's literally like the best advice you could ever get about, dealing with a breakup, just packed and condensed into one book and one place. So if this has been helpful to you, I really recommend checking it out. It's going to be like a lifesaver, I swear to God. So once again, my name's Kevin. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I hope you have a great day, okay? Take care.